Hi, it's Stephen here from Sound of a Nation Wave, and this is day 8 of the June daily draws. So as we close out the weekend and approach a new week, let's see what message we get. And I'll be taking the first card from the Good Fortune Tarot, followed by an oracle card from the Seasons of the Witch Litha Oracles. Let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. Okay, here we go. We have the King of Swords. I think we had the Queen a while back, didn't we? Yes, day 5, so a couple of days ago. We have the Queen of Swords. Now we've got the King. So this is more to do with communication. It's about good strategy, good planning. It's about using our own personal authority to execute our plans. But it's also about directing the plans being executed as well. It's giving instructions to others, clear instructions to others to get things done, perhaps. It's the wisdom that comes from experience and maturity. That's what the King of Swords represents. So it's a time to use our wisdom, our experience, wisdom that's gained from experience. That's a certain kind of wisdom that where we've perhaps learned things the hard way sometimes, but that's given us a bit of knowledge and wisdom about certain situations that when we have to tackle similar situations, we sort of have a knowing about, and we sort of recognize what we're dealing with, and we have a knowing of how to deal with it because of that experience. So it's that lived experience that gives us the wisdom, that living wisdom that perhaps we need to make decisions, which is something else that the King of Swords is very good at doing. So we may need to be decisive, to make decisions, to clearly communicate those decisions, and see that what we want, the ideas that we've had, are being put into motion. We've developed a plan of action. We've nurtured our ideas, possibly through when we had the Queen. That was about nurturing and developing our ideas. And this is when now we come to the point where our ideas are ready. Our ideas, the strategy is there, and it's time for it to be fulfilled. And we are in the driving seat for that fulfillment. Even if other people are involved, it's our journey. So we are in charge. It's our life journey. So we have to we have to say what we want and what we want done and how we want it done. There's certain things that we can do, but it may be other things that other people have to do, and we then have to communicate that. So there's all that element coming in here. But what this card is saying to us is that you have that ability. You have the gained wisdom. You've been through so many experiences in your life that you have gained wisdom and knowledge from those experiences. When you think back, even the mistakes, people say that the best way to deal with mistakes is learn from them, and they can be the best lessons that we learn because it will help us in the future. And it's that kind of knowledge and wisdom that we're talking about. So don't fear about how things went because of how things went in the past, because we've gained the lessons from that to help us in the moment and in the future. So this is a totally different. We're not the people we were when those things went wrong or we made those mistakes. No, because we've gained knowledge and wisdom from them, and we've grown as people, we've grown as individuals. So the person that now faces similar situations is not the same person as back then, and we may be better equipped to deal with them. And that's something that the King of Swords is representing that stage in our lives when we have that wisdom, when we have that sense of maturity through experience. And there's nothing that can beat that in a lot of cases. Theoretical knowledge is useful. Yes, we can use theoretical knowledge that we gain from learning of others, off of books and reading and listening and various things like that. But while it's theoretical, it's just that it's theory. But the knowledge and the wisdom we gain through actually living experiences is a different kind, and it it goes deeper within us. It becomes part of us. It's not just something we know in our minds. It's something that we feel and that we are and that we have at the core of our being that will help us navigate the situations that lie ahead. So be encouraged, because the King of Swords says, you've got this and you're in the driving seat. It's now up to you to make sure your plans are worked out in reality and that people understand what it is that you want. Sometimes we get frustrated because people don't seem to be doing what we want or doing what we feel as they should be doing. But have we clearly communicated to them exactly what we want? I mean, sometimes when people, when people are wanting something from us, don't we too get frustrated when we're not quite sure what it is they actually want, and we try our best, and sometimes we get it right, sometimes we don't, and it can get a bit frustrating. And then when they clearly express it, you sort of have a moment, sort of like, oh, that's what you want. Oh, if I'd have known that then. And it's easier for you to be of assistance once you know exactly what you know the person wants. And likewise, someone that's going to help you be able to help you better if you clearly communicate how it is that they can be of assistance to you. And I think that is one of the key messages of this card today. Okay, so let's see what oracle card we get to go with that. Hummingbird. The winds beneath your wings are shifting, and if you don't pay attention, you may lose flight. A hummingbird's a tiny bird, but he knows how to stay in flight, and it can even hover and go backwards and forwards because he knows how to. He's adaptable with his wings, and that gives him the ability to do what he wants. And we need to be adaptable. We need to be able to communicate clearly in order to achieve what we want. And there may be some toing and froing, like the hummingbird hovers and goes backwards and forwards in one space. If he didn't keep his wings going and in a section where he'd lose his position, he may drop down. He has to be focused in how he's flying. And also one key aspect of the King of Swords is clear focus as well. We have to keep our focus as we're doing all of these things. It's easier said than done, I know. You may be saying, and I agree with you, but this is how we're going to achieve what we want to achieve. And in a sense, we're the boss of that. So that is today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 9. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.